So, hello everybody, and welcome to this introductory video for the degree in Plant and Agribiosciences. Peter McKeown is my name. I'm going to be introducing you to the structure of this pathway, why you might consider taking it, some of the opportunities that it offers. If anyone has any questions about it, I will be giving this presentation live during orientation week, and you've got our contact details there as well. As a basic background, agribiosciences is the scientific study of plants, animals and microbes for human use, particularly in agricultural systems, food systems and biotechnology. It's really the basis of how we make our world's agriculture sustainable and how we understand the ecosystems in which these organisms live. If you want to know more, I put up a few general websites there. Within our degree programmes here at the University of Galway, Plant and Agribiosciences forms an undenominated pathway within the General Science degree. It's located within the School of Biological and Chemical Sciences and affiliated to our Sustainable World pillar, which really touches onto a lot of the issues we have to tackle as part of the Sustainable Development Goals, which means that it does relate to a lot of the big challenges that humans as a species face this century, but also, therefore, the opportunities that we have to sort of do things better, opportunities for jobs, for future research, for industry, for development and for activism. The structure of the degree pathway roughly looks like this. In your first year, you will take your choice of general modules. We teach into the biology programme. In second year, we have a dedicated module simply titled Agribiosciences, which is supplemented by the cross-cutting modules that most biology students take and other electives. And then going into third year, we have dedicated modules in soil science, Agribiosciences for sustainable global development, plant and agricultural genetics, and systems biology, with more research-focused modules in the fourth year, which are supplemented by a research thesis or internship and have a bit more focus on some of the transferable and research skills. Material is taught by a mixture of core staff with many adjunct and guest lecturers also contributing. You can see pictures of my colleagues and a bit about their specializations there. In the second and third year, the pathway is taken jointly with microbiology or biochemistry, or potentially also zoology or botany, and these have complementary learning outcomes and timetables. The sort of subjects that you will cover include the use of model plants for research purposes, crops and livestock, microbes, soil, but also aquaculture, food science and biotechnology. So really, plant and agribiosciences is the hub of a lot of happening and rapidly emerging scientific areas. This degree is important because plants and agriculture are essential for global food security, and we need sustainable climate-proof production that protects ecosystems and biodiversity while also meeting human needs. And you'll see that quite a few of our modules are specifically focused on national and international targets and on the interaction of plants, agriculture and the food system with the climate challenge in particular. Some examples of the techniques and transferable training that you will learn are given here, including things like the use of algae, organogenesis using plant materials, but also plenty of opportunities to practice tutorials, journal clubs, the study of published research and websites, the chance to speak, work in small groups. So although there are plenty of wet lab opportunities, there are also chances for you to develop other skills which will be very useful on your CV and to receive quite detailed feedback that helps you to progress as you go through your degree. I should say that all of these modules are also available as electives, including to denominated students, and this gives a good mix of different students with different backgrounds in our classes. At the end of it, you'll be well primed for positions within the growing green bioeconomy and all of the jobs which sort of relate into this, whether in the food industry here or abroad, whether in work in climate and environmental protection, biotechnology, forestry, but also things that you might not think of, for example, green chemistry in the pharmaceutical industry, novel timber products, that sort of thing. You also have future study options. We have award-winning master's programs as well, covering climate change, agriculture and food security, and agri-food sustainability and technology. Many of our researchers also have a focus on international collaborations, which inform a lot of our research-led teaching. And in many cases, our research projects are geared towards more sustainable development, not just in Ireland, but around Europe and globally. Just a few examples of some of the projects we've been involved with over the last 10 years or so, working on different cropping systems. And improved nutritional outcomes using plants and agricultural systems globally. Some of the specialisms which you will learn more about include genetics and epigenetics of plants, crops and livestock, plant hereditary and variation, gene function, which leads on to a better understanding of breeding and agronomy, geared again both towards crops and livestock, for example, to improve the outcomes from crop breeding programs, or good synergy with microbiology modules, which relate to how ruminant animals produce methane and how we can make more sustainable animal-based systems as well. And we hope to introduce a new module specializing in that area in fourth year by the time you're actually getting to that point of your degree. Many of our researchers also have a focus on plant biochemistry and physiology, which gives good overlap with the biochemistry pathway or with botany and plant science, and allows you to understand more about how plants function and sense their environment. Moving to more applied areas, we have particular focus on economic botany and ethnobotany, the study of plants with commercial importance, whether relating to human medicines, anti-cancer agents, or commercial purposes for other reasons. I'm involved in a project led out of our department, which is particularly focused on the use of legumes for sustainable development, for example. Agronomy, the use of crops and livestock within managed farmland, is also important. I myself teach in the soil science module in third year, which allows you to quite literally get your hands dirty learning soil analysis techniques. Many of these modules also have collaborations with research projects, with local farm test sites, and with the Teagasc research centres. So it's not just within the university, but we look beyond as well. In some cases, this is specifically linked into things like conservation. There's a big focus at the moment about whether we can preserve and increase the amount of carbon in our wetlands and in our soils to help stabilize our environment. In recent years, we are also expanding much more into where all of this fits in the wider food system. So not just about what we're producing, but also about how we're producing it, how we're using it, if we're using it fairly, reducing food loss and waste, for example. And this also links into thinking about nutrition. How do we get balanced diets? How do we increase the amount of nutrient-rich food that people have access to, whether that's through breeding, biotechnology, conservation, or simply getting better social systems to work? At the molecular level, and this again links into the biochemistry and biochemistry, zoology and microbiology pathways very well. We like to think a lot about plant development and reproductive biology, including things like how plants have evolved, how their flowers and seeds function, and this again feeds on to understanding how we can conserve these species better. We don't just work on plants and livestock, we also work on algae, including the seaweeds, but also the microalgae, again, usually linked into conservation, biotechnology, novel products, and with plenty of fourth year project options for those who are interested in algae, aquaculture, and similar areas. We've had good testimonials from our students who appreciate the relatively small classes, the chance for group peer-to-peer learning, the chance for good feedback, and the mixture of skills which you learn. If anyone does have any further questions, as I say, you've got my contact details there, and I do hope to meet many of you in first year and in some of our modules going forward throughout the degree programme. Thank you very much for your attention, and whatever modules you choose to study, very best of luck with your degree. Thanks very much.